So, I wanted to talk today about the ADOS movement that that Carnell and Tone Talks has started. If you're not familiar with the acronyms, ADOS means American Descendants of Slaves. So these are the descendants of the West Africans that were brought over here via the transatlantic slave. What is I wouldn't call it movement trade. Had a little sippy sip, a little smoky smoke already. But anyway, so these are the descendants of the slaves, the sharecroppers of America, the descendants of the people that went through the Jim Crow laws and the KKK and every type of stumble that's been created for black people in America to fail. So the term that Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks came up with was ADOS, and I like the acronym a great deal. And for the last few decades or so, ADOS have been investing, I would say, their hopes into the Democratic Party, which has not been to our benefit. Mm-hmm. And Yvette Carnell suggests that, it's a time to stop giving your vote to politicians who neglect the struggle of the ADOS. And she also believes that it is now time for ADOS to receive the due reparations from the government, which I agree with, but I just question the likelihood of that happening. I'm going to be quite frank and say that I've never voted before. I've never been interested in voting. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, and we didn't believe in voting. And when I, eventually did become out of religion in itself, I just never found the benefit in voting. I've never encountered a politician that addresses the American needs of the people. For instance, like the Federal Reserves. I mean, we pay this so-called federal bank to literally create money for us that we do not have. And we're paying all this interest, and our tax dollars are paying this entity within this banking entity within our country to create money, which is contributing to the country's debt, which has done so for a really long time. So we talk about the economy and money issues, but I've never seen, I think, Brian Paul, I think he's like the only one that addressed the Federal Reserves ever. So, I mean, I don't find politicians to be trustworthy at all. So, I don't see any benefit coming from the, Republican or Democratic Party. But, Yvette Carnell believes that, ADOS, just like any other group of people, should start receiving benefits from voting. And I completely agree with that. But I question the actual likelihood of that happening, even though I would love to see it. Anything? You have any comments on the ADOS movement?
Yeah. This is new to me. I kept seeing it, but I didn't know what the acronyms meant. Mm-hmm. But now I'm up to speed with it. But to say that I do agree that we should receive reparations 1,000,000,000%, period. But when I hear, what did you say? She said that we should receive what?
Reparations.
No, she said we should receive some type of benefit or...
Well, the thing is, every other group that votes receives some type of benefit.
Right.
And, Tariq Nasheed also reflects to something called a benign neglect policy, where you can pander to black people and try to get their vote, but you actually neglect in addressing their needs specifically. So
exactly.
You give benefits to these other group of people, but there's a benign neglect towards black people, so you don't specifically address black people. Needs. Yeah, exactly.
So I will say that I agree with that 1,000,000,000%. Yes, we deserve benefits, we deserve reparations, we deserve tax cuts or mm-hmm. whatever, like everybody else. Mm-hmm. But knowing what the other would say, they're going to say, being ignorant as they are, that we already receive our benefits. You know what I'm saying? Oh, welfare, and this and that. But we all know that white women are the highest, you know, welfare recipients that they are. So it's like, as ignorant as they are, for them to hear benefits, you know, I think that they'll equate that with something totally different, like welfare and whatever other government programs that, you know, we're supposed to be associated with, or, you know, that we abuse, which we know isn't true.
All right, part one. Stay tuned for part two.